So, I am Balaram Naik, lecturer in chemistry, Gopalpur College, Gopalpur. In the previous class, I discussed one of the important electron displacement mechanism, that is inductive effect, and the rest three, that means the electromeric effect, resonance or mesomerism effect, and hyperconjugation effect. Now I am going to discuss about these three left electron displacement mechanism. Now let's start the second one, that is electromeric effect. Okay, now let's start the second electron displacement mechanism, that is electromeric effect. So electromeric effect is the complete transfer of a pi electron takes place by the attack by the reagent, maybe electrophile or nucleophile. So according to the attack by the chemical reagent, electromeric effect two types. One is your plus E effect or positive electromeric effect, and second one is minus E negative electromeric effect. So now plus E effect or positive electromeric effect, if the complete transfer of a pi electron takes place by the attack of an electrophile, then such electron displacement mechanism is called Plessy effect. Now take an example for Plessy effect, that is suppose when an unsymmetrical alkene, suppose propene, when added with HBr, you see here particularly the product 2-bromopropane is formed. So here the attack takes place by the H plus electrophile first, and by which this pi electron displaced, and the carbon becomes the carbon atom takes the bromide ion. By the way, we get the product 2-bromopropane. So here first, the electron displacement occurs here this way. The H plus ion, the electrophile, first attached at this carbon center, and the bromide ion attached to the middle carbon. So we get 2-bromopropane, and this electrophilic addition mechanism for this alkene follows Plessy effect. Positive electromeric effect here involves in its mechanism, because here the electrophile H plus ion attacks first. And now that I'm going to minus E effect or negative inductive effect. Negative inductive effect or minus E effect, if the complete transfer of a pi electron takes place by the attack of a nucleophile, then such effect is called a negative electromeric effect. Suppose for an example, if you take any carbonate compounds, suppose acetaldehyde, when it adds with hydrogen cyanide, here cyanide ion is the nucleophile, it attacks to the carbonyl carbon, and such pi bond, you see such pi bond delocalizes towards the oxygen atom, and we get the product here CH3COH CN, corresponding cyanohydrin product. This is the acetaldehyde cyanohydrin product. Here cyanide nucleophile attached to the carbonyl carbon, and simultaneously such pi bond delocalized or displaced. Such electron displacement takes place through negative electromeric effect, we say. So these are the plus E and minus E effect, and we know the application. All the electrophilic addition reaction takes place through positive electromeric effect mechanism, and all the nucleophilic addition reaction mechanism follows minus E effect. Now comes to the third electron displacement mechanism, that is resonance. Third electron displacement mechanism, that is resonance effect or mesmerism effect. Resonance or mesmerism effect. So what is resonance effect? Particularly in some organic compounds, we say more than one structure can be written for a compound, but none of them can able to explain all the known properties of the compound. So in that case, the different structures which are obtained from a compound, this effect of the mechanism, that mechanism is called resonance or mesmerism. In another way, the delocalization of a pi electron in a conjugated system from one part to another part takes place by resonance is called resonance effect or mesmerism effect. Again, repeat again, resonance effect is the phenomenon by virtue of which the pi electrons shifted from one part to another part in a conjugated system through resonance is called resonance effect or mesmerism effect. Suppose you see the resonating structures of phenol here. The lone pair electron in oxygen atom of OH group first delocalized to the ring, and here the conjugated pi bond shifted. So we get the further structure that is firstly like this here. Here one lone pair electron lost from the oxygen atom, so oxygen gets partial positive charge, and such pi bond shifted towards this particular carbon atom. So this carbon gets partial negative charge, and then if we cyclic way we shift or we localize the pi electron, then the following structures we obtain. These structures are like this here, and here double bond, and then negative, and then this and this, and we get here negative, here OH and plus, and this, and now again so we get the original structure again. Here the OH and double bonds. So you see in phenol, these are the resonating structures can be obtained when we cyclic way shift or delocalize the pi electrons in the phenyl ring. So these structures are called resonating structures or contributing structures or canonical structure, and the original structure of the compound is called the resonance hybrid. Friends, here phenol has more than 3 resonating structures, and these structures we obtain by the cyclic way shifting of the pi electrons inside the ring. So this structure of phenol is called the resonance hybrid. This is the resonance hybrid of phenol, resonance hybrid, and these structures are called resonating structures, or canonical structures or contributing structures. So now the resonance or mesmerism effect is again two types, such as positive resonance and negative resonance. So now let's go positive resonance, Pulsar effect. So what are Pulsar effect? In positive resonance effect, if we observe some groups or atoms which have an ability to donate the electron pairs to the ring, then they causes positive resonance effect. We have already discussed in case of phenol the resonating structures. Again I am written these structures. You see in phenol the lone pair electrons on oxygen atom. First, it donates such lone pair electrons and such double bond, conjugated double bond shift. So here the first the electron pairs goes towards the ring. So I am saying positive resonance effect is caused if an atom or group of atoms which have an ability to donate the electron pairs to the ring or to the conjugated system. So what are these groups? You say hydroxyl groups, chlorine, bromine, NH2 group, etc. These groups have an ability to donate the unshared pair electron to the conjugated pi system. Now, Michelson effect or negative resonance effect. Negative resonance effect. If an atom or group of atoms which have an ability to withdraw the electron from the conjugated pi system, then they cause negative resonance effect. Suppose in case of nitrobenzene, you see in case of nitrobenzene, what will happen? Here first the nitro group withdraws or attracts the pi electrons towards its side. So it became now, and this, and here a double bond, here the positive charge. Due to the pi electron shift towards carbon and nitrogen, so this carbon gets partial positive charge, and there is a double bond, and oxygen gets extra one electron, so that this regenerating structure may appear. So here one thing you see, here the nitro group attracts such pi electrons from the conjugated pi system towards itself. So that effect is called negative resonance effect. So particularly we have to remember, if a group of atoms or simple atoms have an ability to attract the pi electrons from a conjugated pi system towards itself, then such resonance effect is called negative resonance effect. Okay. So these are the types of resonance effect. Now discuss the application of resonance effect. First, resonance effect can explain the relative acidic strength of aromatic organic acids. Suppose I am saying benzoic acid. Plenty first a carboxylic acid is acidic, that can be explained by the help of resonance effect. So for this purpose we take, suppose two examples. Suppose benzoic acid, you see benzoic acid, and suppose acetic acid. Here benzoic acid is a stronger, here benzoic acid is a stronger acidic in nature, that can be explained by the help of resonance effect. First the electrons from the ring goes towards the carboxylic group, so we get the plus, and in this way we can create here double bond, here first C O negative on the OH, and in this way we get more than, so here plus, and here C double bond O negative and OH, and here also another double bond, and now then it comes back and we get the original structure, that is C double bond O. So you see in case of benzoic acid we can obtain more than 3 regenerating structures, But in case of acetic acid, we just find one regenerative structure, and that can be also done here. This exactly we get O negative, double bond O, H and plus. We get just this regenerative structure. We remember if a compound offers greater number of regenerative structures, then we can say it is regenancically stabilized. So in benzoic acid and acetic acid, benzoic acid is more acidic because benzoic acid can offer more than 3 regenerative structures, but in acetic acid we just get one regenerative structure. So we say benzoic acid is a stronger acid comparison to acetic acid. So in general, all the aromatic acids are strong acids comparison to aliphatic carboxylic acid. Another example we can also take up. Suppose phenol. Phenol is more acidic comparison to any aliphatic alcohols. Suppose you take ethyl alcohol and phenol. Here, phenol can show more regenerative structures. Like benzoic acid, phenol also give 3 regenerative structure by the cyclic delocalization of pi electrons. But in case of ethyl alcohol, the pi electrons cannot be delocalized because there is no such conjugated pi bonds. Hence, we can say phenol is more acidic than ethyl alcohol. Okay. Resonance effect also explain the your basic character, comparison of basic strength of the compounds. Suppose basic strength of the compound. Basic strength of the compound. Suppose you say aniline, and this is the structure of aniline, and suppose ethylamine. In aniline, resonance effect can be applied. Here, the lone pair electron shift towards the carbon, and such conjugated pi bond clips, and we get the regenerative structure. Like here, there is a double bond, and as the lone pair electron lost by the nitrogen atom in amine group, so nitrogen gets positive charge, and this and this, and in this way we can get more. So here negative, here double bond, and next two, and you see here the mechanism, resonance mechanism, and double bond, here negative, here double bond, and finally we get this one. So in all the regenerative structure of aniline, you see at the nitrogen atom positive charge takes place, and it indicates its weak basic character, or it is a weak base, because if the nitrogen atom carry positive charge, then it cannot easily accept a proton. That means it indicates its weak basic character. But friends, you see in ethylamines, we cannot show the resonance effect. We cannot able to get the regenerative structure from ethylamine because there is no such a conjugated pi bonds available in ethylamine. So ethylamine is unable to support the resonance effect, but aniline can explain or able to show the regenerative structures by the cyclic shifting or delocalization of such pi electrons. And from the above regenerative structures, we see the nitrogen atom in amine group carry positive charge, which indicates it is unable to accept a proton. That means it is a weak base. So out of aliphatic amines and amines, aliphatic amines are stronger amines comparison to aromatic amines. Clear? So that about resonance effect. Now the last electron displacement mechanism, that effect is hyperconjugation effect. The last one, that is hyperconjugation effect. Hyperconjugation effect. Before going to that hyperconjugation effect, I must to say hyperconjugation effect involves only the delocalization of sigma electrons. Before hyperconjugation effect, all the three mechanisms what I discussed, the inductive effect, you say resonance effect, you say electromagnetic effect. In the three mechanisms, we learned the delocalization of pi electrons or displacement of pi electrons. But hyperconjugation effect is one of the mechanisms which explains about the delocalization of sigma electrons. Hyperconjugation effect is also called the low-bound resonance effect. Hyperconjugation effect is also called low-bound resonance effect. And hyperconjugation effect was firstly introduced by Becker and Nathan. So that this effect is also called Becker and Nathan effect. Let's take an example for hyperconjugation effect. Suppose you see in case of propene, here the hyperconjugative structures like this here, such sigma electrons has delocalized so that the double bond electrons shifted. So we get these hyperconjugative structures. You can also get this hyperconjugative structures. And also you see in all the structures, here the sigma electrons shifted to the adjacent to carbon atoms, and the pi bond shift towards the next carbon atom. And in all the structures, structure 1, structure 2 and structure 3, in all the three structures, you see in between the carbon and H plus ion, there is no bond representation. So that hyperconjugation effect is called low bond resonance effect. And here the propene, in propene molecule, here the alkyl substituent is methyl group, and it carries 3 hydrogen atoms or protons, and such 3 hydrogen atoms can delocalize in 3 different structures, you see. So that propene molecule can able to show 3 hyperconjugative structures. So friends, the molecules carry the maximum number of alpha hydrogen atom, then it can able to show maximum hyperconjugative structures. And if your molecule show maximum number of hyperconjugative structures, then it is more stable, we see. So propene molecule can able to show 3 hyperconjugative structures. Similarly, if in case of propene, so methyl group can able to show 3 hyperconjugative structures. An isopropyl group can able to show 1 hyperconjugative structure because there is 1 alpha hydrogen atom. Similarly, an ethyl group can able to show 2 hyperconjugative structures because here 3 alpha hydrogen atoms available towards the double bond or multiple bonds. So if a methyl group attached, then it gives 3 hyperconjugative structure. if one isopropyl group attached with a multiple bond, then it can able to give one hyperconjugative structures, because here one alpha hydrogen atom, and if one ethyl group is attached to a multiple bond, then it can able to show two hyperconjugative structures, because there is two alpha hydrogen atoms are available. So that in this way we can explain a molecule or a molecule is more stable according to their hyperconjugative structures. Hyperconjugation effect. The important application of hyperconjugation effect is, firstly, it explains the stability of alkenes. It explains about the stability of alkenes. How we can predict the stability of alkenes. Now take one example. Suppose propene and but 2ene. Out of these two alkene, propene and but 2ene, but 2ene is more stable as compared to propene, and this can be explained by the help of hyperconjugation effect. In but 2ene, you see here 3 alpha hydrogen atoms, and also here 3 alpha hydrogen atoms. So there are 6 alpha hydrogen atoms nearest to the multiple bond, and such sigma electrons can be localized, and we get more number of hyperconjugation structures. But in case of propene only, we just get 3 hyperconjugative structures, because there are 3 alpha hydrogen atoms in propene molecule. So before we also discuss that if the molecule or compound have greater number of alpha hydrogen atoms, then such molecules have more stability. In this regard, we can explain also propane and but-2ene. Out of these two molecules, but-2ene has more stability compared to propane. This one is the application of hyperconjugation effect. Second application of hyperconjugation effect is, it can explain about the shortening of C single bond C adjacent to a multiple bonds or double bond. Suppose you see here, in case of propene, you see here propene molecule and propane molecule. Suppose propane molecule here, number 1 carbon, number 1, 2 and 3. You see in propene molecule, the counting like this here, 1, 2, 3, and also in propane 1, 2, 3. You see there is a double bond in propane between C1 and C2, and there is a single bond between C2 and C3. There is a C single bond C, and there is a C double bond C. Now I am going to say that in propene molecule, such carbon single bond carbon, that means the bond between C2 and C3 has shorter length as compared to C single bond C in propane molecule. Why? Because in propane molecule, hyperconjugation effect cannot be applied, but in propene molecule, hyperconjugation effect can apply. Due to the hyperconjugation effect for propene molecule, we get the following hyperconjugative structure uh, you see in the hyperconjugative structure of propene molecule, there is a partial double bond developed between C2 and C3. This indicates that due to the partial development of such a double bond between carbon 2 and carbon 3 in propene molecule, such two carbon atoms are closer to each other. That means the bond length between C2 and C3 becomes shorter. But in case of propane, its hyperconjugation effect does not apply, so that the bond length has no changes. The bond length between any C1 or C2 or C2 and C3, between C1 carbon 1 and carbon 2 or carbon 2 and carbon 3, there is no impact on the bond length. There is no shortening of the bond length. That's the application of hyperconjugation effect. So in general, we can explain the carbon single bond length becomes shorter, which is adjacent to a multiple bond, that due to hyperconjugation effect. That's